Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is me again. Yes, Susan West of Africa Rise. Um, it's a shame we weren't able to broadcast in the past week, but there were reasons. But I am so happy to be able to broadcast today. Yes, we're doing a little differently, things looking a little differently, but however, um, it's not so bad. We're going to be joined today by Dr. Chido of Hungry and Angry and Dr. Chidi of WMtv. We're going to be talking about the abduction of Nnamdi Kanu. And we're going to we're going to make an attempt to analyze or understand what happened, how it happened, why it happened, and the consequences. So as you join this broadcast today, please do the needful, share, invite your friends, send in your questions and comments, participate generally. And if you think you are bold enough to want to turn up live on air with us, do let me know. I'll let you come on as well. I'd like to see your beautiful faces while you make your contributions. And so, without taking too much of our time, I have Chidi waiting in the wings. Dr. Chido was here, he disappeared, but he'll be back. For the benefit of the people who are not Nigerians, or even Nigerians who really don't understand what is going on in Nigeria, I'll give you a little background or a backdrop to Nnamdi Kanu, his arrest, why he fled bail, or whatever you might call it. So in 2015, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, as they referred to him, was arrested by the Nigerian government, and phony charges were brought against this man. Why? Because he wanted a Biafran state for his Igbo-speaking people who feel very marginalized in the Nigerian state. Nnamdi Kanu was arrested in 2015 and locked up in prison for 2 years without any charge. They couldn't bring any charge against him because, of course, in the law court, you have to bring beyond reasonable doubt. You have to prove beyond reasonable doubt for all the charges that they had cooked up. And so he was given bail, and some very influential Nigerians, politicians, and people from his kinsmen basically came and shortied for him to be given bail. Whilst Nnamdi Kanu was, given bail, the Nigerian state, sent the Nigerian army to invade his home. And in the process, a lot of lives were lost. Innocent people were killed. The gentleman, Nnamdi Kanu, had to run for his life. For the people who do not understand, there have been arguments of why he's abroad and he's instigating young people to take to the street and do all sorts of things. And there are people who feel like he's not a leader. A leader will stay back and lead instead of, sitting abroad, comfy, and asking people to go and fight. But the truth is, Nnamdi Kanu probably would never have jumped bail if the laws of the land were upheld by the authorities themselves. If they didn't try, there are no what's the word? There's no way to know that if Nnamdi Kanu did not escape at that time, that he would still be alive today. And so, of course, we all have come to know this Nnamdi Kanu and so on and so forth, what he's become and the followership he's gained all this while. And so bringing us to what's happening now with the kidnap or the abduction of Nnamdi Kanu by the Nigerian state, illegally abducting him from Kenya, according to some version of the story. I'll quickly bring on my guests.
Susan, your mic is off.
so sorry. 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 And so that was just a little backdrop too for people who don't understand the drama going on in Nigeria that might join the conversation or the broadcast. So really quickly, Dr. Chidi of WMtv, I'm going to start with you. They abducted Nnamdi Kanu. There have been stories that the Interpol got him from an African country. However, there is no evidence, concrete evidence yet, or no official statement as to how Nnamdi Kanu was abducted. Some people said he was drugged. Some people said all sorts of stories. But I know that you know more than I know, Dr. Chidi. How did it happen? How was Nnamdi Kanu abducted and taken back to Nigeria?
Thank you so much, Susan. It's always a pleasure to be on your show because I like the way you present things. No holds barred. You just shoot straight. So I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here as one of your guests. Well, you've kind of said it all, and it is what it is, or maybe beyond that. What I would just like to tell people is, yes, we can do the speculations. Yes, we can do the analysis. We can try to analyze or think about what, but there is no need to worry. The news broke out today from his lawyer because his lawyer had already applied that he be allowed to see his client, and the federal government of Nigeria did not respond to that. But now his lawyer says that they've responded to his request. So his lawyer is going to meet with him. When his lawyer meets with him, we will know exactly where Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was picked. That will put that story to rest. What is happening right now is that the Nigerian state knows that the French word is about to hit the fan. So they are doing anything they can quickly before we hear from Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Whatever thing they did to him, however they did it, one thing we are sure of is that it was an illegal act. First and foremost, the federal government of Nigeria started by announcing through the what's his name? Minister of
Attorney
General, thank you very much. He said he was arrested in United Kingdom.
United Kingdom.
Oh, you didn't know?
I didn't hear that part.
No. That's what he said. He was intercepted or whatever from UK and then was brought through the help of Interpol. He was coordinating with blah, 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 and then he was brought tonight. So that was a state lie. By the way, a tiny piece of information that a lot of people are missing. Before Malami could give his speech in English, he started by giving his speech in Hausa language.
I heard that.
We blah, blah, blah. We caught him now. So I want you to understand what is going on. This is not a state thing. This is not a national affair. It is a sectional thing. Otherwise, why would you first of all do a war dance, a celebration, a speech before you now go to the rest of us? So he addressed first of all the people that he feels this means much to before he now went to the rest of us. So I would like to stop here for now. This is where we are. He was abducted. He is in detention at the facility of the DSS, and he's going to meet with his lawyer very soon. So
right.
I'll stop for now.
Dr. Chido, if you can hear me, you know you're not as light-skinned as I am, and now you're hiding in the dark. I don't know what I'm going to do about it.
Oh, God. I'm trying to see if I can make it look better, you know.
You're so dark in there. It's scary.
I know. What can I do? I don't even know what to do, to be honest. I've tried moving and moving.
When you get up, it's your white shirt. So it's your white shirt that is causing it. If you change, truly, see, when you get up, it's bright. So your camera is adjusting to your white shirt. If you wear something darker,
so what do I do, sir?
Wear something darker. Wear a dark shirt. Wear a darker thing. Yeah, if you change to something dark, your environment will become brighter. It's If you see, if you put on something dark,
let me do.
If you put on a dark outfit, a dark shirt on your body,
okay,
it will become brighter.
Okay, let me try that then. Let me try that. Yeah, 1 minute. Yeah.
Okay. You see what happens when he moves away? Everything lights up because the camera is adjusting to the lighting.
You're right. You're right. We spent a few minutes trying to get that sorted. I couldn't understand because he's in the United Kingdom. I knew there was no NEPA problem, so I just couldn't figure out what was wrong.
No, just this little technical thing. Sorry, it happens to me. I tried to have a white background, and all of a sudden, everything about me just went black.
Right. So greetings, Obi Man, Rahina Bello, George Jumbo. George Jumbo says, let's not forget that Buhari attempted to abduct Umaru Diko back in the 80s. Did he attempt, or did he actually package the guy in a suitcase?
He abducted him.
That was not an attempt. He actually did it. That's his modus operandi. I think we know that by now. He's a kidnapper.
We should send Gumi to talk to Buhari, to negotiate with Buhari. Gumi, where's Gumi? Gumi has to go and talk to Buhari. He's a kidnapper. Let's know what he wants. Gumi, we should call Gumi to go and talk to Buhari, and then maybe he needs a ransom. We'll all gather money together and give him, because he's a known kidnapper. Your mic is off.
Oh, sorry. I want Dr. Chido to come back, because the next question I wanted to ask, because he's a UK, he lives here, he's a British citizen. Sure. I wanted him to respond to that question. But in the meantime, whilst we're waiting for him, tell me the reason why you think Nnamdi Kanu will be becoming a bit careless in the way he moved around, knowing very well that he is a target. And I did watch a video of a young lady, an Igbo woman, who had warned him a while ago that he will be invited by some United Nations or whatever, saying that they are going to accept the restructuring of Nigeria or whatever. They're going to want to have a meeting with him somewhere on the African continent, in the world. And so why will he still allow himself to be that relaxed, knowing the sort of situation he could be in?
Let me tell you something. Chidi, you look beautiful now. Perfect. You see that? I'll send you my invoice. I'll send you my invoice for consultation.
You should be behind the camera.
Yes,
behind the camera.
I know. So, do you want him to take his question, or you want me to go on, Susan?
Go ahead. I'll still ask him. Go ahead.
Okay. So, listen, I was talking with Omoyele Showore this afternoon, and we're talking about exactly what you said. And Showore told me, listen, Chidi, remember what I told you when people were telling him, hey, you need to be this, you can't come out, you can't do this, you can't do that. I was part of the people that told Showore, you need to leave this country, you need to leave Nigeria, you need to travel. Showore said, listen, Chidi, if you understand what we're doing, once you make up your mind to do what we're doing, you're already a dead man. Nowhere is safe for you. Nnamdi Kanu, he says, look, even if I travel to UK, to US, if they want you, they can always come after you. So it doesn't matter where he goes. He's made up his mind. You're already in destiny. Know that Nnamdi Kanu already said he was going to come to Nigeria. He was going to walk into Nigeria already. So he needed to be outside to do what he had to do. And he was traveling all over the world. Now, let me tell you something, Susan. At every point when Nnamdi Kanu is traveling, he is thinking. He goes prepared to be arrested, abducted, kidnapped at every point. Every time he crosses every border, he doesn't know what's going to happen. He only believes, like any other sensible human being, that if he was to be apprehended or arrested in a country, then, remember he was saying he wants to be arrested and he wants to appear before the court of justice or whatever, so that they will bring Buhari. That's what he would want. So he was already expecting that it will happen any day. But what you would expect to happen in a sane society is that when you are arrested, when you are apprehended, a country and another country you're traveling, they could go into a deal. You don't know. Countries do that diplomatically. But he hopes that when you arrest him, he will have extradition hearing. And there will be some processes. And while that is happening, it will give an opportunity for him to speak to the whole world. So Kanu was not being careless. He traveled to this place the same way. He was supposed to be in Canada at the end of July. So he was also supposed to go to so many places. It just happened that while he was doing this, in other places where the system worked and where people were sensible, it is only when he traveled in Africa that it's Africans that can do what they did. That's what I want to just leave there.
Dr. Chido.
Yes, Susan.
Yeah, when Chidi was talking, he talked about how Malami, the Attorney General of Nigeria, mentioned that Nnamdi Kanu was arrested from the United Kingdom. How is it possible, though? Because he's a British citizen. Because he's a British citizen and he hasn't committed a crime against the crown or the British government, how is it possible that the British government will allow Nigeria to abduct Nnamdi Kanu from the United Kingdom and back to Nigeria?
Okay, those certain questions are really obvious, if you understand what I'm trying to say. If you follow the trend of what is happening within Nnamdi Kanu, and also compare it to people who have been in his position. So you are in a position to, like project exactly what is going to happen to him, how he's going to end up. So people like us are hungry and angry. We're never surprised that he was apprehended because, like Chidi said, he knew he was going to be apprehended anyway. But the bit I don't understand, which from Chidi, is that he left Nigeria and he knew he was going to be apprehended. So why leaving Nigeria, knowing that when you go wherever you are, you're being monitored, you're going to come back to Nigeria again? Maybe they put you on a handcuff and then present you in a inhumane way, which we know how. He labeled Nigeria zoo. So of course he knows what to expect from a zoo. You don't expect a functioning judiciary in a zoo anyways. So I'm sure he knows what he knows what he's going into. But to be honest, all that are not really important to me. Where he was arrested, how he was arrested. What is important now is that he's in Nigeria. How do we go forward from here? That is really the question. Is Nigerian government going to demonstrate that they've come of age, they know how to handle situations like this? He's a big man. He's got followings. What do they do with those followings?
Dr. Chido,
yeah.
Dr. Chido, you said it doesn't matter to you where he was arrested, how he was arrested. However, it is very important to understand that Nnamdi Kanu was not apprehended or abducted or arrested in the United Kingdom, because this is a civilized country that rule of law is obeyed.
Okay.
Nnamdi Kanu carries a British citizenship. What will be the ground? How powerful, how sophisticated has Nigeria suddenly become United States of America? What is the boldness, the audacity that the Buhari administration will have to walk into the United Kingdom to arrest a British citizen without the cooperation of the British government? What are the implications, though? What are the implications if it is true that he was arrested or abducted from the UK?
Okay, the thing is this, you know, we know that Nigerian government and British government also shares intelligence. You know, they have an existing extradition treaty. So, and actually, you know, Nigeria is British extension, is British, you know, overseas territory, if you understand what I'm trying to say. So, the thing is this, Britain, Nnamdi Kanu is a British citizen, so he travels with British passport. So that means he's only entitled to be outside Britain for 6 months, and he has to come back to Britain again. So wherever he travels, he has to come back to Britain, because if he overstays 6 months, he might be regarded as an illegal, he might be regarded illegal in the country. So I think what have happened now is this. Britain already had an eye on Nnamdi, because remember that the Igbo professionals have written a petition to Nigerian government asking the Nigerian government seeks for Nnamdi's you know, extradition to Nigeria. So we have other, I think there's other petitions as well on that, and with Nnamdi had jumped bail anyways. So if Interpol is involved, it means there is collaboration of other, you know, police around the world. That is, you know, Interpol is international police, so they do collaboration with other countries. So it's so easy for them to say to, if Nnamdi was caught in Kenya, there's Interpol in Kenya. It's only just radio and say, you know, we have a guy there, there is an interest, can you bring him back? So it doesn't really matter what passport he's got. And he's been, you know, he's been labeled terrorist by Nigerian government. So that is a very serious situation. Remember, Nigeria is a country. It's a system. So if you label someone a terrorist, England has to acknowledge that. America has to acknowledge that. Even Israel, where he thinks is safe. So what I don't understand, does he engage with these countries on a higher level? Does he talk to the presidents? Does he talk to their government? How is he welcome to any country where he goes to? We don't know that. Is he given diplomatic immunity? Is he recognized as a political, what is it called again? You know, a political freedom fighter? Because such people are kind of given you know, protection in the countries where they go, depending on if the countries acknowledges you as a freedom fighter. If they look at you as a terrorist, all these expectations from us, they might not accord it to him. So we can sit down here and speculate what is happening. But I think this is more like an international politics. It has to be looked at from international point of view. How does countries collaborate when someone is labeled a terrorist or a fugitive? So as far as Nigeria is concerned, Nnamdi is a fugitive. He's a terrorist. He's a wanted guy. And he's got British passport. And he's crossed out Britain anyway. We all know that he's crossed out Britain. So I don't know if Britain sympathizes with him. Because to me, Britain thinks that Nnamdi wants to divide their territory into two. So if Igbo people think that, you know, Britain or whatever is going to come in and protect Nnamdi, they didn't protect us in 1968 when they were killing our people. When Britain provided arms and ammunition that were used to kill our people in 1968. So what have changed? Why do Nigerians expect them to come in and like really intervene in a way that will help Nnamdi Kanu? I think we're just full of expectation. Let's see how things unfold moving forward.
Dr. Chidi. Dr. Chidi. I just wanted to react to what Dr. Chido, everything he said.
Dr. Chido, with due respect, I beg to disagree with so many things you have said. To start with, let me correct an impression. When I said Nnamdi Kanu knew he was going to be, I wasn't talking about traveling from Nigeria. I was talking about him traveling from UK. He traveled. Sorry, my mic keeps switching off. He travels from UK to so many places and back. Okay, so I will agree with you that he knew that one of these days he will be apprehended. That is it. He doesn't know when or where or by who. Same thing I said Omoyele Sowore was telling me. When you are a freedom fighter, You know, they are paid assassins. They live their life like there is a what do they call this? A sniper.
No tomorrow.
Yes, no tomorrow. There's a sniper with a red dot pointed on their head every time they are walking. Every state, there could be even an independent actor who just wants to kill them. So that's the kind of life they live. That's what I mean by Nnamdi Kanu, knowing that he'll be apprehended any day, anytime. That's how you live your life as an activist. Even me, myself. Now, that's the first impression I want to correct. Secondly, I don't agree with you when you say that when somebody, you're only allowed to stay out of UK for 5 months. You know, no, it's not for 5 months. And I can also prove this to me because I just Googled here. It says you can live outside the US, outside the UK for 5 years without losing your settled status. And then it goes ahead to say you can, if indefinite leave, you can only live outside the UK for 2 years. So that's beside the point. As a Canadian citizen, I come to Nigeria, I take a job. I've stayed in Nigeria for about 1 year at a time. The Canadian government kept on keeping tab with me in Nigeria, asking me if I need any assistance. In fact, they were warning me about where to go. They told me not to go to an area that was my village that is dangerous for me as a Canadian citizen. So that's just a funny thing on the side to show, because they were caring about me.
If you come to England, let's say, okay, you're a Canadian citizen, right? If you come to England just on visiting, right? Because your Canadian passport allows you to come to England to visit. So you have, you know, under what category you're coming into UK? Are you coming into work? Are you coming into, you know, are you migrating? So there has to be on what basis you're coming into UK. If you're coming in as a visitor, they would give you you're not allowed to stay a certain time, if you understand what I'm trying to say.
No. It's absolutely wrong. It's absolutely. Okay. You have to. No. It's absolutely. Okay. I didn't finish. Just one last thing. But you will have to prove that to me, because a citizen, you can't. What if they're going to go and walk? Okay. But we'll talk about that later. Okay. Then the last one is to label Nnamdi Kanu a terrorist, and you say that once the Nigerian government has said that he's a terrorist, everybody has to respect it. It doesn't work that way. If that was true, political enemies in every country, there's politics. So if I know that if I call you a terrorist, every country will arrest you, then once the PDP is in power, they say that every APC member is a terrorist and they will arrest them. So it doesn't work that way. There has to be, these people are not, there is index. They have index for terrorism. They know more than the Nigerian government who is a terrorist or not. So it's not because you say that people are terrorists. Otherwise, Nnamdi Kanu will not be moving about all over the place. So, but like I said, let's not kill ourselves over that. When Ejiofor meets with Nnamdi Kanu, we'll hear some more details and we'll know the parts that everybody played in this whole shenanigan.
Yeah. Conspiracy theories will be flying all around until Ejiofor comes out to tell us exactly how, in Nnamdi Kanu's words, what must have been spoken to him. This is where I was, this is what I was doing, this is how it happened, or I cannot remember how I got here. Then we know. I'm just going to take quick reads. George Jumbo says that this abduction of political opponents is something that Buhari is known for. Umaru Diko was packaged in a wooden crate and then attempted to fret him out of the UK before British police stopped them. He goes ahead to say this miscalculated move of rearrests and Nnamdi Kanu and making it a big deal has actually made Nnamdi Kanu an international hero. I have never listened or considered the utterances of Nnamdi Kanu before now. Otumba Benga Daniel Jr. says he is a genuine democratic leader, a leader without skeleton to hide. Christ Jesus moved around, knowing fully he would be killed, yet feared nobody. Dr. Chidi, you're right. A coward dies twice. Nnamdi Kanu has no case to answer. Reason why he's not afraid, fighting, taking the lead. George Jumbo again says, but because of this catastrophic shame and double standard perpetrated by Buhari and his inept kitchen cabinet members, now I am beginning to believe that NK has been saying what NK has been saying all the while. He's now an international hero, and the truth about Buhari and the real zoo called Nigeria has now come to fruition. And Benga Yes. So I'm going to continue taking reads as we go on. See, one of the things that we must understand in all the theories that are flying around, in my own little mind, I'm beginning to think that it is almost impossible that Nnamdi Kanu was abducted on the soil of the United Kingdom, unless Kenya, according to what we're hearing, wants to take the fall because they've been told to do so. Because, you know, that's what African countries are. They tell the leaders what to do, what to say, and then they go ahead to do it. The reason is because Nnamdi Kanu has been to Japan, he's been to Canada, well, he's been to a lot of Western countries, and these sort of things never happen. Why? Because these countries and their laws are not things that can be messed about with. But when you come to the African continent, a lot of things, shenanigans happen. The borders are porous. Anybody can do anything and get away with it. So they must have somehow, you know, even if the British government is involved, even if they're involved, I think they're smarter than that to allow it to happen on their soil, because the truth will surely come out. So having said that, Chidi, what's going to happen? What's going to happen to Nnamdi Kanu? What's going to happen? I have heard in some corners that his life is seriously in danger now. I have no proof, so I'm not going to say this sort of some of the things that I've heard, because I cannot call the people to come and say it. What is going to happen? Is the struggle or the fight for the Biafra liberation or self-determination going to be greatly affected because Nnamdi Kanu is now held in prison in Nigeria for some reason, if anything happens to him?
No. It's this is actually God's doing, and I'm telling you this. Nnamdi Kanu is going to suffer. Nnamdi Kanu is going to be tortured. Nnamdi Kanu is already, if you look at the pictures, you will notice that he was drugged. He was drugged, and then they put a hood over his head. And since that day, they have not removed this hood. For yes, the hood is on his head. What from Shore has been where they have taken him. So Shore is like the Bible we're consulting now. Shore has been telling us exactly all the kind of things he's going to be going through. So it is a very, very, very a very traumatizing period that he's going through right now. They are trying to break his spirit. They're trying to do everything to make him give in, to make him make some pronouncements that they can record and play back later. They are doing a psychological warfare. They're going to pull out videos and spread it and concoct stories. They're going to bring out the video of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and his wife naked in the room, making love, so that it will juggle people's mind. But that is an old story. They're going to do all of this. And when I say this, people tend to say, no, don't go there, don't go there. No. Just like Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ knew what he was going to go through. He said, Father, can you, if there's any way you can just take this cup away from me. But if not, let your will be done. Let me drink out of this bitter cup. So Nnamdi Kanu knew, and he is drinking that bitter cup right now. And I hope that people, when they hear me, I hope this will touch some people. That this is what activists have to go through. Right now, as we speak, he's kept in a room that is cold, no bed, nothing. And there is air conditioner in that room. It is deliberately meant to be cold, and he's kept in that room on the floor, and his face is covered. And they keep querying him. Shore said they will come and they put live music where you are. They just put live music and they wake you up several times in the night just to mentally break you down. That's what is going to. But what this has done is, like, we Christians, we know in the Bible that it says that this temporary how does it say it again, that you're going through this temporary discomfort is working for us a greater You know me, the kind of Christian I am is a Jaguda Christian. So we know they quote Bible word to word when we're in this mood. But it's working for us a far greater gain than what we're seeing. So with Nnamdi Kanu's arrest, like one of your listeners have said here, a lot of people have come to know who Nnamdi Kanu is that didn't know who he was before. I was going to invite a Kenyan lawyer who lives in Toronto to my show. And I was like, oh, Mr. Barrister, I need you to come on my show and give your own perspective about what Kenya has done to Nnamdi Kanu. He said, who is Nnamdi Kanu? And I directed it to another lawyer. And so all of them now are going to say, send me. So they are studying Nnamdi Kanu because of what they have done to him. So what he has done is that he has rekindled the zeal in most people who before now did not take it serious. Now they all take it serious because it's not just about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I don't agree with everything that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu does, but it is more about the struggle, and that is what will keep this fire burning. I think we should all be happy because we are now at the tail end of this whole thing. This phase we have entered into, that is the final phase.
Right. See, the thing is, you in the process of your
Dr. Chido.
Okay.
Go ahead.
In the process of you talking, you use Jesus Christ as an analogy. Remember Jesus Christ, everyone didn't like him while he was alive, doing his great job. The same thing with Muhammad. Everyone didn't like him. So as a matter of fact, the world population is somewhere around 7.2 million. Only about 2.2 million people subscribe to Jesus. So Nnamdi is like that as well. We might have people who sympathize with Nnamdi around us, but that is not actually how it evolves out there. Because I can tell you that a whole lot of people think that he has brought more problems to that region, if you understand what I'm trying to say. I speak to professional Igbo people. I speak to a whole lot of professionals. What I'm saying is, I do speak to professional Igbo people. A lot of them think that, okay, there are so many things he's done. There are, strategies that he's adopted that probably have, haven't played out well with the Igbos. But yeah, I agree with you that, we need freedom. We all need freedom. But in the process of, looking for freedom, we cannot create, a dictatorship, if you understand what I'm trying to say. You see, like the guy, Soro, what's his name again? The other activist, the one that was. No, not Soro, the guy you mentioned now, the one that you said, Shorowere. Yeah, Shorowere, I don't think it's on the same level of, activist with Nnamdi, because Nnamdi appears a little bit more militant to people who follow him, who watch him. For instance, the other guy didn't have a military outfit or security outfit. So, and he's never been linked to any violent thing. But Nigerian government don't like his voice. They don't like the fact that he's someone that his voice is hard. They're always going to pound on him. But Nnamdi Kanu's situation is slightly different from him because, to be honest, Nnamdi Kanu was labeled terrorist. So the thing is this: I live in the UK, okay, and when I want to fill a form now, there are so many things about terrorism. Have you gotten involved in this? Have you done that? The country, the system wants to put their eye on anyone. And that is the reason why they've been able to abort so many terrorist, activities that were about to happen, because as soon as anyone labels you terrorist, they will put their eye on you. So whether you agree that Nnamdi is terrorist, whether he's been labeled, unjustly, but what I'm trying to say to you, America, England, all these countries that are facing serious terrorist threat will always watch him. And they're not going to watch him from a point of view, he said, they're going to watch him from a point. Now you're in our country, what are you doing? What activities are you conducting? So they continue to, exchange intels. Countries would exchange intels wherever he goes.
Dr. Chido,
they know he's
Dr. Chido, Nnamdi Kanu Dr. Chido, sorry to cut you in. Nnamdi Kanu was labeled all these things even before he went to Japan and all these other countries that we saw him going to. So he wasn't just labeled a terrorist or a whatever name they've tagged, they've put on him, wasn't just given to him just as he was going on this last trip, right? So,
sorry, Susan, just to let you know, I'm on. You think I'm not on
the point I'm making
where
is
do you think where do you think people like me?
Hang on 1 minute. The point I'm making. The point I'm making, it doesn't matter how we look at it, how we interpret it. But what I'm saying is this: if a country labels someone a terrorist, okay, instantly it attracts attention from other countries, and especially when other countries know that you have flowings and there's been issues relating to violence, deaths and all that, which some people have also attributed to you. So, international country watches all this. They follow this. Terrorist threat is a big problem in the world today. I think Nigerian government knew why they had to label him that, because if they label him that, you're not going to expect any country to try and save him where he goes to. Do you understand what I mean? It would be like countering Nigerian government, because these countries always have a way they work with each other. They want to respect each other. So Nigeria again is a country, even though it's called the zoo. They still collaborate with countries.
Let me just say something. I'm one of the people who not so long ago I would never listen to Nnamdi Kanu's broadcast because I was offended at how he cursed at people. I was so offended. My personality doesn't go along with people who are just blatantly just rude, outrightly rude to say anything. You just keep being rude. But guess what? I found myself beginning to listen to him. Why? Because there was so much injustice in the land. Everywhere you turn around, it's like a slap on the face from the Nigerian government. They just kept pressing all Nigerians who are not Fulanis, put them in a bathtub and pushing their head in under the water, and then kicking them, slapping them, and telling us not to cry, not to shout, not to say anything. And then because of these kind of behavior towards the Nigerian people who are not Fulanese or who are not, in the cabal or cartel or related or somehow in the fold, the evil fold, political fold that they belong to. So there are a lot of people like me who began to listen to Nnamdi Kanu. Yes, you might not agree with a lot of the things that he says or the way that he says it or the way he goes around about it. But when I look at the other party, which is the Nigerian state and the Nigerian government, they are no saints. They have done even worse, that your hands are tied, literally, to even try to reason or to make sense of anything. Moving forward.
Sorry, before you move forward, Susan, I don't know if you want me to make a comment before you move forward.
Go ahead.
Thank you so much. Again, to my brother, Chido. And let me reclaim my dignity before we go ahead, Susan. The part of the Bible I was trying to quote is 11 Corinthians 4:17-18. It says, "For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, is working for us a far more exceeding and external weight of glory. While we do not look at the things which are seen, but at the things which are unseen. For the things which are seen are but temporary, but the things which are not seen are eternal." Okay, now coming back to my brother, you see, you started by saying that you talked a lot of elite Igbo people. Those are the problems that we have. And this elite group are very tiny. So they are the ones that they know how to work the internet now. They have money for data. So everybody's entitled to their own opinion. They don't represent the majority of Igbo people. No. If you want to hear the people, the majority of the people are the people who are feeling the marginalization. They are the people who are feeling the victimization. They are the people who cannot go to their farms. It's not the elites are not in the village. I'm not in the village. I'm not the one facing the Fulani headsmen. I'm not the one that they are raping. So why should I care what somebody says in Canada, London, America, and just stay on the Twitter and talk. So I just wanted to clear that part. Then when you come to terrorism, people like me are enemies of the state. So by default, once you ascend to this level, once you begin to talk, you are already marked. You are an enemy of, so you don't bother. We only live one life. Right now, I'm like a goldfish. The Canadian government knows every single thing about me. They probably bug my phone. But that's the way of an activist. So it doesn't matter. Nnamdi Kanu criticizes the British government. He says they are wicked, they are stupid, because he understands that that is how reasonable people behave. Even the ministers, the prime ministers of civilized countries, people shout at them, people spit at them. Somebody slapped the prime minister of France. Somebody slapped. That's how it is. So don't let us stay too much. Shore was arrested and was slammed with 12 counts, mainly terrorism, planning to overthrow the government. So you think just because you say it, these countries have more intel. That they are the ones that give Nigeria intel. They are the ones that will tell Nigeria who is a terrorist. So forget whatever Nigeria calls you. Why should it make? It doesn't make any meaning.
No, brother, it does kind of matter, because you and I.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Why? If it matters, it doesn't matter.
Is it okay for me to say something?
Okay, go ahead.
Can I contribute? Okay.
Just before you go ahead,
we are all activists.
Dr. Chido, sorry, just before you go ahead, it's very important to me to clarify, because you see, for a very long time, it took me a long time to be able to say the word Fulani during my program to describe what I want to say. The reason is because I have a lot of Fulani friends. Right now, as I'm speaking to you, there's a Fulani friend of mine who is chatting with me, and he's heartbroken that I'm talking the way I'm talking. And I need him and the people like him to understand. I have good friendships with you people. I have very good friends who are Fulanese, but that's not what I'm trying to say. I am not putting everybody in the same bucket. I am just trying in the context of which we speak. Just like when you refer to Nnamdi Kanu, you're going to refer to him as Igbo or Biafran. If you refer to Sunday Igboho, you're going to refer to him as Oduduwa person or whatever. So if I am making reference to Malami and Buhari and the people that make up their government, which of course, most of my friends will agree with me. I don't want to even mention their name, because I know that when we do have our private conversations, that you guys don't sound like you agree with what is going on in Buhari's government. So when I do say Fulani, it has nothing to do with castigating or putting in a basket everybody that is from Fulani, because of course I don't know how else, what other name, if you can suggest for me to use to describe these people. So it has nothing, it's not a personal attack.
The Fulanis in authority.
It's not a personal attack. I love my friends who are not Igbo and Yoruba, who might be Fulani or Hausa or from the north. We have mutual respect for each other. So please, let's understand that what is going on now has nothing to do with any personal attacks on any individuals. Please go ahead.
I think for people to understand that when we make this reference, we're actually referring to people in the authority, because the Fulanis are normal human beings like you and I as well. The Hausas are normal human beings like you and I. So the elements that have created the problem we have in Nigeria are just very small percentage. So sometimes we tend to stereotype people. So I can understand why your friend is feeling the way she's feeling, if you understand what I'm trying to say. Because during the time when Nnamdi was cussing out, the Yorubas, a lot of Yorubas felt the same way until he began to change his rhetorics, which is really, really good, if you understand what I'm trying to say. But you see, I see the problem in Nigeria, there's so much tribal divide, and that tend to have created so much problem with us. I live in this country. I don't feel I don't feel these things, you know. It's about who, you know, are you in a position to provide services to the people? Look at the mayor of London. He's a Muslim. They don't really care. If you understand what I'm trying to say. So fundamentally, we have a problem. And the same people who have created this problem, we tend to go to them to help us, like the British, that he does cuss out. He understands why he cusses British out. Anyways, but he also understands that at some point they're going to come after him. So all this, we are coming. But the thing is this, where do we go from now? Now they've had him, holding him, also holding millions of, there's so many millions of Nnamdi Kanu out there who will be saying something he's saying. So even if you stop him, you're not gonna stop the idea. But what happened is this: if he survives this journey, it's a treacherous journey. If he survives it, how is he gonna re-strategize himself? Is he going to change his approach? Because I'm praying for him to survive this, because this is a blow to Igbos. I am an Igbo man. Even though I might not agree with him, he's still my leader, in the sense that we have a whole lot of Igbo people following him. And before I became IPOP or Biafra, I was first an Igbo man, and I was first a black man. To me, I stand for unity. This matters a lot to me, color. So I still, you know, I still like my Fulani people. I still like my Hausa people, my Yoruba people. But I don't like the elements that have held us hostage for a long time, that have created this situation where we're now fighting among ourselves. I was in Trafalgar Square the day the Igbos and the Yorubas were demonstrating. I stood by the sideline. I watched them find these two sides. You're saying the same thing, you're speaking different language, you are standing in different positions. Why don't you come together? So you see there's a divide mentally among us. How are we going to deal with this situation? Because more agitations are going to crop up in the future. We're going to have, you know, rebel situation. We're going to have, you know, people coming out to agitate, and they're all coming out gradually. So how do we handle this situation? Are we going to, you know, are we going to divide Nigeria into 20 places? I really want to be a part of a bigger entity. You see, like Britain, where I live, they don't opt out. They own it. So as an Igbo man, I want to own Nigeria. I don't want to opt out from Nigeria, because I built Nigeria. I put Nigeria in the map. I am more Nigerian than anybody. I eat everyone's food. I marry everyone's wife. So why do I have to opt out and say I want to go start another small place for myself, when already I've put...
You know what? You know what, Dr. Chido, when you say this, it's interesting. It's interesting when you say this. You're more Nigerian, you marry everyone's wives. Of course, some people will not understand what you mean by that. What you mean is that you're detribalized. You can go anywhere. You can marry in any religion, any faith, any tribe, any, you know, any, you know. So
no, not me. Don't. No,
okay,
don't take me.
Let me tell you.
Let me say it again. That's not what I said.
Sorry.
What I said that Igbo people are more Nigerian than anybody. You know, the Igbo people who marry everyone. We can marry Hausa, we can marry Yoruba, we can eat their food, we can go to their places, we can build houses. You know, we integrate more. So the Igbos actually own Nigeria. So if you want to talk about people who should leave, the other people should leave and leave Nigeria for Igbo, because we own Nigeria. As far as I'm concerned, from my own personal point of view, I do respect people's point. Don't get me. I want to own Nigeria. How do I own Nigeria? I want to be economically significant. Okay, I want to talk to my people. Can we listen to each other? Can we communicate? Not like people getting angry over if I disagree with you. This is what is happening right now. I don't even know how we're going to achieve Biafra with so much disagreement amongst ourselves. Someone don't say something someone like, they will say you're a saboteur, you're this, you're that. Do you understand? You're not even well enough. I've been told that I'm not evil, because I do want to be constructive in my approach. I'm looking at projection, health, you know, safety of my people. Look at how many of our people have died in the course of Biafra. Do you understand what I mean? Herdsmen have not killed a lot of Igbo people like Igbo people have killed themselves. with
No, no,
ourselves.
no, no,
That
no,
is
no, no,
taking
no,
you.
no,
That
no,
is
no, no,
you.
no. I beg,
Hang
I
on,
beg.
hang on,
I've
sir.
listened.
I
No,
don't
no,
know.
Mr. Chido. No, 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 no.
You have
I've
to
heard.
let me finish,
No,
sir. You have to let me
I've heard
finish.
enough.
You have to let me
Dr.
See,
finish, then you
Chido,
can
no,
respond.
no, no.
Okay,
With
but
Dr.
you
your
have to
Chido,
let
permission,
me
Susan,
finish. We are
I
in a.
need to.
okay,
Wait,
No, I
let
need.
me just
is
come
it okay
in.
for me to finish
Dr.
my
Chido,
point?
Dr. Chido, you've been
No,
talking.
I
Let me
can't sit
just break.
here and listen
Let
to
me
something.
just become. Let me just buffer. Yeah. Let me buffer, please. You've been talking.
Okay,
Before I let
okay,
Chidi, before I let
okay.
Chidi go ahead to respond to what you were saying, so that we can douse down the tension a little bit. But one of the things I want to say to you is that you see that euphoria that I've been living in, the fact that we're referred to as the most populous black nation on earth. Because when it comes to any kind of business, they know that if you take it to Nigeria, you're going to prosper because we have the numbers, we have the people, we have human beings who can, become that target market. All these are fantasies right now. If you want to be honest with yourself, if you have to be honest with yourself, because we have a government that have lost track and lost um, um, grips with how to take leadership in not allowing certain utterances come to public space and nobody is held to account or punished. When you hear educated northern elites take on the microphone in public spaces, make comments that are infuriating or so disrespectful or demeaning to the rest of Nigeria. Things like when I watch a video of so-called learned northern elites sit down in a forum and talking about how they own all the way to my village. They own into the sea to my village, my ancestral land. I am not even Igbo. I am not Igbo and I'm offended already. These are not the things that should be allowed to come to public space because you have to be sensitive and respectful to the rest of Nigeria. How can you want to lay claim to a country that has already made you feel like you are nothing but a slave is even better than you, because at least a slave is told that he is a slave. In this situation, Nigerians are not even sure where they belong. So I just wanted to come up with that little talk to buffer and douse down where we were going with what you were saying. So Dr. Chidi, Chidi, please go ahead.
I was gonna show my brother something. See, my brother, it's there are some arguments that I will not even engage with you on, because I think it's not it's it will be a waste of our energy. We should put our energy in other things. However, I would just want to disagree with you on so many things. The one that really did it for me is when you said Igbos have killed more Igbo people than Fulani headsmen. Where? How, Pan? How did that happen?
Within a space of time, I can tell you the space of time, sir. If you want, I can
Okay,
tell you within the space of time I'm referring to. I'm
okay,
not
okay.
talking
Please
from
tell me the
entirety.
space. No, tell me the
In
space
the
of time.
past,
Then I can
in the
respond. Which space
past,
of
in the
time?
past, in the past 2 years, the Igbo people have killed Igbo people inside Igbo land more than Boko Haram or herdsmen inside Igbo
Like where
land.
and where? Like
We have
expand.
identified over we've identified over 25 new problems, new violence that never existed before
No,
as a
no.
result of these
See now.
troubles, these
No, no,
fights.
no, no, no. I
Yeah,
want
yeah,
us,
yeah.
since you want to be specific, within these 2 years, how many people have Igbo people killed? How many Igbo people have Igbo people killed?
Okay, within these 2 years, crime rate in Igbo land has risen significantly. If you're following crime rate, because we have a
My
situation
brother,
of
see, when it comes to elite and all, see, me, I know how to talk all this thing. No, I just asked you a direct
express your
question.
point.
How
Express your
many
point. I'm
people?
listening to you.
No,
Yeah.
no, I was direct. I said, how
Yeah.
many people have Igbo people killed? How many Igbo people have Igbo people killed within these 2 years? Since you have all the data, straight. How many?
Okay, within these 2 years, I can tell you one thing. that
okay,
crimes.
Don't worry, it's okay. It's okay. You don't know the answer. What I want to tell you now, my brother, is this kind of talk. This kind of talk is not good for you to say it. It is
Don't
like,
tell me what is good for me, sir. You say what is good for you, I say what is good for me. Okay?
It's an insult. Okay. It's an insult for you, an Igbo man.
You should talk with proof. You should talk with proof.
Exactly. That's why I gave you the chance to prove, and you don't have that. But it's an insult for an Igbo man to look at people of Okpabinimbo, who about 75 of them were men. Did you see the pictures of infants being cut into pieces? Did you see the picture of pregnant women being torn open? And you stand here and you tell me that Igbo people which Igbo people killed Igbo people where? How can you say that? Is it the people that were killed in Abakaliki? Just recently, 65 was killed in Abakaliki and only 30-something were reported. Is it the people that were killed in Asaba? Is it the people that were killed in my village? What are you telling me? How can you say that? You ought to apologize. If you say you're an Igbo man, you need to apologize for saying that. We are telling you what is going on, and you stand here.
Let's not be personal, sir. Let's have a conversation.
No.
Let's not make it personal.
No. Listen, I gave you an opportunity. I asked you. You started by saying, you said clearly that Igbo people have killed more Igbo people than Fulani headsmen.
Yeah, I can stand on that.
Listen. I have my time now. Thank you very much.
Okay.
And I asked you, sir, can you tell me? You said you actually offered. You said, I can tell you the period. I said, okay, go ahead. You said 2 years. I said, okay, go ahead. Tell me with your data. You said you have this data. You said 25 new blah, blah insecurity has been identified by your organization. I'm sure that's what you're trying to say. Fine. Then I now broke it down to you. Give me statistics. Because I want to see where.
Okay, let me tell you the simple statistics. 3 years ago, when I'm in Oka, my hometown, I don't lock my door. When I'm in Oka, my hometown.
No, you're digressing.
I don't lock my door. I lock my door now.
No, I will not listen to what you're going to say.
I wasn't afraid of headsmen. I'm afraid of my own
you
people.
will not.
My own people.
If you want us to go on, you have to. If you cannot answer the question that you put there, then we're not talking.
Hello, Chidi. Dr. Chido, you know what? I'm an Ijaw girl. I'm not Igbo. Okay. I don't live in Oka. My village, where we call village, even though it's a city, it's Buguma. When I was growing up, my parents don't look for us when we go to go for Christmas in Buguma. They don't look for us. They don't even ask where we are because we're safe. We can roam around the entire town and we're going to come back. Nobody is going to rape us. Nobody is going to steal us. Nobody's going to be, nothing bad is ever going to happen to us because we're walking around the town. Okay? But that is not the same now. And I'm not going to say that my people are the ones killing me and causing the problem why I cannot now take my children to the village and allow them to roam around the same way I did when I was growing up. The world in general is a mess right now. There is criminality. There's so much crime everywhere around the world. It is not a unique thing to Oka. I will say for sure, if those are the yardsticks you're using to measure that Igbo people are killing themselves more than the headmen are killing them, that I refuse to accept.
I don't know who you're representing, man. I don't know who you're working for, but man, what you just said now, it shows you have absolutely zero.
It depends on where you pay your attention.
No. You don't know what is going on back home.
If you're carried away by what happens on Facebook, you cannot see this reality.
Sorry. You should go and get your facts correct. I'm not trying.
Okay.
Sorry, Susan, I'm on your show. I'll try to be as respectful as possible. But based off of your own mouth, I'm not putting based on what you have said right now, it looks like you need to draw closer home. Because even the people you're defending, it is no longer a question about the level of insecurity back home.
Why are you attacking me? Why not attack my point?
I'm not attacking you. I'm attacking your point.
Forget about me, sir. This is why sometimes it's difficult to have conversation with high-court members. Attack the point, don't attack me, sir. Listen, you live in Canada, you're a civilized guy. Attack the point.
No.
Forget about that. I'm not talking to you. Don't
you
talk to
don't
me.
know.
Attack
No,
my
you
point.
don't know.
It's
You
difficult
don't
to
know
have
me.
discussion with
No, you
IPOB
don't know
members.
me.
You
You're
get
dodging.
emotional,
No,
you
you're
get
dodging.
angry. You're beginning
Bros,
to express
you're
anger
dodging.
right
They
now
dodge
on
you.
national television.
Bros, you
Calm
mess
down,
up.
sir.
You mess up.
Talk to me. I will listen to
mess
you.
up. Now you mess up. Bros, it's not
You
about
see, you're attacking me personally now.
I'm not
Talk to
attacking
me
you
directly.
now.
Can you
I'm
caution
attacking
him?
what you
I know
say.
you have
Okay.
a military uniform.
Okay.
But,
Let me take
sir, calm down.
It's not
Let
my
me
military
take.
uniform. I can remove this. You don't know me. The problem here is, you see, when we mess up and somebody
Okay, talk
points
to
to the
me
mess up.
nicely then. Talk to me nicely.
Which
Attack
kind
my
nicely?
point,
No,
not me.
no.
Attack the messenger.
No,
Attack
we're
the
no longer
message, not the
politically
messenger.
correct.
You're attacking the messenger.
I am a reflection, isn't it? I'm a reflection of the situation in Nigeria. There's no time for
I didn't
civilian
create the
activity.
problem in Igbo land now. I am not Buhari.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay.
We are all victim of this situation.
Anyway.
Hello, gentlemen. Can I just take quick reads? You see, this is the reason why we're struggling the way we're struggling with this Biafra agitation and Oduduwa agitation, because we can never always agree in
I didn't
total.
even want to get
But I'll take
involved.
quick reads. And I have one more guest that has joined us. Starman has joined us. I'm going to bring Starman on, but before I do that, I'll take quick reads here. There is a Otungbak Benga Daniel says MNK has shown to the entire universe how uncivilized Nigerian government operates. Kidnapping MNK solves and changes no minds of the masses. A genuine fighter is a genuine fighter, regardless. MNK has demonstrated to all genuine patriotic Nigerians to be transparent, fighting for democracy and not hiding speaking. And WSRO says passport allows one to stay indefinite outside, but permanent residence permit has some time limits to stay outside one's country of residence. And Sinovia greetings. And Jojumbo, isn't it you have derailed a bit? NK is not a terrorist, but a very loud agitator. That's what Jojumbo from YouTube says. Okay. I'm going to quickly bring Starman on. Starman, I'm not going to ask you any questions. I just want you to say what you want to say. We're going to be soon.
Okay, yes. I heard our brother is in there talking about, one night, about,
Susan, I can't hear him.
Your audio, please.
I heard our brother is in there talking about the entity Nigeria and, sounding like he was advocating for it to remain the same. And, I'm sure we've all heard the arguments for Nigeria and for breaking Nigeria. And to be honest, hearing this argument for years, the only point any argument for keeping Nigeria has is population. The potential economic, the economic potential of a population of 200 million people. But they seem to hammer on this point from a very idealistic point of view. It's an ideal that has never been achieved for 60 years. And in looking at even the history of this 60 years we're talking about, it looks even it looks like we're getting away from achieving this ideal, let alone stabilizing anytime soon. Now, it's funny. I see a lot of people, especially when they talk about this population potential thing, they talk about, oh, yes, the Northerners just need to do this, do that. The Northerners we need to send them to school. It's funny how you, in your arrogance, sit there talking about people, how you want to change them. Meanwhile, in your same arrogance, you cannot see these same people talking about you, and in fact, not just talking about you, they are
Can we see your face more? Starman, sorry, can we see your face more?
Sorry. Mm-hmm. They are live on ground, actually not just trying to re-educate you in their own way. They're trying to change your entire paradigm, trying to install their religion into you. But yet, you're hell-bent on forming a country with them, and that somehow they will change Meanwhile, they are the actual ones changing. We all saw the videos from Niger State, how people were being forcefully converted. But all you can do is sit in your own comfort of your own house, talking about how you're going to change them. After all, Jonathan built them Almajiri schools. How many of them went to those Almajiri schools? And you keep wanting to form a country with these people just because they told you 200 million population. How about reorientating your paradigm? How about looking at people closer to you in the sub-West African region, in the Gulf of Guinea region? By the time we come together, look, a lot of people don't realize this, yeah? But just go on Google and search for separatist movements in Africa. There's 54 countries in Africa. There's 45 separatist movements going on in Africa today. Why? Because Africa was built along false lines. Africa is a European... the countries in Africa today are European countries. And until they are brought down, Africans will continue to remain lost. Now, I can see you nodding your head. I also hear a lot of people... Fine, yes. Another argument they have for this whole one Nigeria mess is another ideal of Pan-Africanism. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Pan-Africanism, but the problem is, Pan-Africanism was great. It actually, for the first time, brought black people under a common umbrella, but it failed woefully in Africa. And the reason why it's failing in Africa is because we're trying to do it with European countries. European-created countries. It's not going to work. Your countries were created to milk you for the benefit of Europe. Why do you think the African Union hasn't even worked? What has the African Union ever done? What? Until we erase these European borders, redraw our own borders, we are not going anywhere.
Well said. Said.
Thank you.
Absolutely well said. One of the things you said that I totally agree with is the fact, of course, that when it comes to how we have to deconstruct Africa, the countries that make up the African continent, and then come up again with ours. Because the reason we keep going back and forth is because we have never achieved nationhood. We've never felt like we're one. We've never felt like we're this one and the same, And so until on our own we come and sit down and talk and agree on terms and conditions and say that this is who I am. I am an Ijaw girl. I want to be with an Ishekiri person in one country. I want to be with the Urobos in one country because we eat and we speak languages, even if I don't understand it, the dialects or the phonetics sound like what my ancestors would have spoken. So I feel like these are my people regardless, isn't it? The entire Africa is ridden with wars and conflicts simply because of all these things you have mentioned. And so that we don't take today's broadcast for too long, I just want everyone to just have one take, short. Final words, please, on our topic for today. And so hopefully that there's something good that comes in the end. Where do we see this ending up as far as the arrest of MNK goes by the Nigerian government? Anybody can come in, whoever that is comfortable to start. Where do we see that it's going to end up?
Okay.
Consequences.
Yeah, I want to first of all let my brother Dr. Chido understand that there's no need for him to be feeling threatened about, say I'm wearing a military camouflage and beret. This is who I am. Maybe you should ask Susan or go do a little research about me. The thing that gets me is I'm probably, and I don't say this with every due respect to you, I'm probably more into this, than you, or maybe than you may understand. So there are some facts that when I hear you try, because that's where I lost it. You are trying to put, when we talk about facts and data, that's what it is, facts and data. So when you would say that within a gap of 2 years, that Igbo people have killed more Igbo people than Fulani headsmen or other, not just Fulani headsmen, other forms of insecurity in the place. I wanted to see data, because there is some data. Even I have some data here about killings that have happened in Nigeria. Nothing, comes close to what you're saying. But so it's not, and I didn't mean to. I want to apologize if you felt I was attacking you. I was attacking what you have said and trying to attack it with facts, not anything else. Now, coming to my submission, Susan, how this will play out depends on the Nigerian government, and they know exactly what to do. However, whatever, whatever however they begin to beat this drum, that's how everybody will dance. It is in their hands. They know what the people are asking for. If you give the people what they want, there will be peace. If you do not give the people what they want, I can assure you there will be no peace. It's gone beyond Nnamdi Kanu. So this is a big test for them. And I think they understand it. They are not coming down. They are so afraid right now, because they don't want anything to happen to Nnamdi Kanu. They don't want. So they will do everything to protect him. So that's why I think this will lead. Nobody is sure of what will happen, but I can assure you that if they do well, it will end well. If they do not do well, it will not end well for everybody, especially them, because the people will always win.
Right. Who's going next? Dr. Chido.
Yeah, okay. Back to the problems that I spoke about, the problems that emerged in that region. Just looking at the problem and then using myself as a case study. I spend a lot of time in Nigeria. And when I go to Nigeria, I go straight to Igbo land, because that is where we have Hungry and Angry headquarters. We chose to start from there in order to impact on the Igbos. So we have ways that we try to make difference. So I'm not going to sit down and think I am better than someone, or someone is better than me, because I think it's a collective effort. We are trying to make change, in Igbo land. We want our people to have a good life. And I believe that, the same thing I'm saying is what Chidi is saying as well. And I respect the fact that he's very passionate. He's come out here to defend the Nnamdi. But we must always have a two sides to every situation. And I've lived in this country for a long time and realized that, talking, communication is important, not sweeping people under the carpet because they don't have the same opinion with you. And this is what is happening in Igbo land. Okay, nobody wants to listen to someone who does not have, the same opinion with them. There is insecurity situation in Igbo land that have emerged from insecurity. One, insecurity. There's a whole lot of prostitution now. There's rituals, ritual killings going on, abduction. These are not Boko Haram issues. They're not headsmen. These are problems that emerge as a result of insecurity situation we have. I don't want to say this is what.
Oh, his network just kicked him out. I hope he can come back and finish what he was saying. Starman, please, can we see your handsome face? And you can go ahead, please.
Okay, yeah, I just want to speak about, starting with, the whole one Nigeria thing. People need to understand that our solution is to break up and form homogeneous nations. The fact that will be in homogeneous nations, or with albeit smaller populations, does not mean we cannot develop. In fact, we will even develop and form solid blocks within ourselves. I mean, look at what we have today with a heterogeneous nation where a Fulani man will misrule. Look at look at how far we've gone with heterogeneity. Look at, we've seen how far we can now go with nepotism. First things first, in a homogeneous nation, there will be no nepotism. First things first. You rule yourselves. A Fulani man cannot, or a Yoruba man or an Igbo man cannot come to your own land where he's not from, do and undo, and then when he's finished, he'll run away, knowing that once he goes back to his own place, nobody can chase him down again. Nobody can touch him. No. This one, he'll be a Yoruba man running Yoruba, Igbo man running Igbo, Hausa man running Hausa, and if he does an undo, even if he likes, let him run inside ant hole. As long as that ant hole is in Hausa land or Yoruba land or Igbo land, they will catch him. This is the only way to fix the political mess that is Nigeria today. Now, a lot of people think this whole thing is about Nnamdi Kanu. You know, fair enough, he's a central figure in the whole thing. But you guys do not realize that we are about to witness arguably the greatest genocide in history. A change of demographics. People, okay, I saw people shouting, rejoicing that they've arrested Nnamdi Kanu. Okay, so now what? Have the Fulani stopped killing? Have they stopped kidnapping? Has ISWAP disbanded and said, okay, we're now leaving Nigeria, going somewhere else? In fact, was it not immediately after they went after Sunday Igboho? So, okay, they've caught Nnamdi Kanu now. People are rejoicing. As if, let's even give them 1 month. Let's see if all of Nigeria's problems will be over. People don't realize this is not just about Nnamdi. This is about our survival. Look. Nigerians, when they say history is our problem, we don't know how serious it is. And the funny thing is, when someone comes and even tries to teach history, everybody now becomes like Tsuno and start debunking. Look, Nigerians don't realize that we're the center of a genocide that started during the slave trade, continued during colonialism, and carried on after colonialism in the form of neocolonialism. Look, people need to understand that there are some people that it's actually in their interests for this genocide to happen. Number one, Britain. The genocide going on in Amazonia. France. It's in their interest for... Look, what does Britain have against us? First things first. When they say Nigeria is the most populous black nation, a lot of people also don't know what that means. Let me tell you, that means that we're the nucleus of the black world. We have the highest density of black people. If we are gotten rid of, the rest of our race has no chance.
That's powerful.
See, Britain came to our land 250 years ago and committed the greatest crime ever against humanity. Greatest. What do you want to compare? Nagasaki, Hiroshima, Holocaust? Nothing can compare to the slave trade. The slave trade happened for 250 years, carried on in the form of colonialism for another 100 years. We all know the horrors of the slave trade. Now, after the slave trade, they carried on colonizing us because they couldn't let us go free. Why? Because a lot of things about us threatened them. Number one, our system of society, our republicanism. They were already conquering the world, looting and raping with the gangster system of capitalism. They did not need something like republicanism challenging that. And let us also bear in mind that when you read history books, they will tell you that republicanism is primitive. They will call it egalitarian. Republicanism is the most successful system of governing society ever in human history. If you doubt it, go and look at the history of the Khoisan. Go and look at the history of the Australian Aborigines. And then go and look at our own history in that southern Nigeria, even before Oduduwa came. This system of governance was the first, most successful and longest tried-trusted system of government of humans ever. It was a direct challenge to Britain's capitalism. Our women were free. Our women had rights. As they had Council of Elders for men, they had Council of Elders for women. This was a direct challenge to women's rights in Britain. This is why feminism is a a concept of Western emergence. Africa never needed feminism. I've had debates with so many feminists and African feminists that are trying to bring feminism into Africa. And where I always destroy them is, I always ask them, look, just go back into your history and explain to me why is it that no other continent in history, in fact, in some cases, combined 2 continents even, have never produced as many queens as the African continent.
Profound. True.
So the first thing Britain had against us, which is
So
why
I
they
was
want
saying
us
something
gone.
before I got cut off. Is it okay to conclude?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to round
I have
off
something
Britain's
before I
grief
got
with
cut
us.
off. Is it okay to
I
conclude?
wanted to round off Britain's grief with us in the south of Nigeria. So first of all, our system of government was a threat to theirs. Secondly, they needed our resources. First of all, they used our labor in form of slaves. But after slavery, when they realized too many slaves in America, all the slave revolts, they changed tactics. They enslaved us on our land and used us to extract our own resources, which they still continue to extract till today. And we'll get to why they continue. The third reason, the guilt of the greatest crime against humanity. Many of us do not know that we're victims of the greatest crimes against humanity, and their fear is that we will sue them. As things stand today, some Caribbean countries are suing these slave trading countries, and they've been fighting it in court. That's to show you that this is a deep thing. They've been fighting it in court for years. There's a reason why they don't want us to be free, because as long as we remain Nigeria, Fulani will never allow Nigeria to fight for compensation for slavery. But as Biafra, as Ambazonia, suddenly these things become possible. And when we begin to fight for reparations for slavery, the entire history will be pieced together. Suddenly the Caribbean's case will become stronger, and these slave trading countries will need to yield. And their great fear from this is that their economies will collapse. We all have Google. Just go and try and Google and do a brief analysis of how Britain balances her books, her budget yearly. Britain cannot balance her books without Biafran oil. Biafran oil is to Britain as Saudi oil is to America. People need to understand this. If Britain stopped getting free Biafran oil today, her economy will collapse before the end of the year. So they have so many reasons why they want to hold us down. Now, the Fulani have come up with this genocide extinction agenda. For Britain, that will just wipe out. That will mean, okay, no challenge to them getting resources, no threat of lawsuit for the greatest crime against humanity. And also, let us bear in mind that Britain had a hand in creating SARS. This is another reason why they don't want us free. Britain has a society with over 50% over 50s. Their health system is riddled with demand for organs, organ donations and replacements. And we all know SARS was harvesting these organs. We have many enemies. A lot of people think this is just about Kanu. We need to wake up. And look, not even just us in southern Nigeria, and the entire sub-Saharan Africa. We need to wake up. We're under attack from 3 fronts. The jihadists from the north, the entire north of Africa, the entire Sahel. They've opened. If you look, there's war in Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, Chad, Nigeria, Central African Republic, even Congo. Some upstart Muslim sect just started there and started killing people. All the way down to Mozambique. Mozambique, quoi. Since when? These Muslims were the first people that invaded Africa. We're under attack from 3 fronts. The first attack started 1,300 years ago by the Muslims. The second attack started by the Westerners who joined in 700 years after, 400 years ago, from the West. China has looked. China has seen what's going on. China has realized, well, if no one's stopping the Arabs, stopping the Europeans, who's going to stop us? China is now coming from the East. So this is a warning to all sub-Saharan Africans. We all need to wake up. Look, if Nigeria falls, and this one is to fellow West African countries, if you think what's going on in Nigeria doesn't concern you now, Ghana, your population is 8 million. If Nigeria falls, you cannot stop what's coming. Benin, sorry. Togo, oh, you will not stop what's coming. You should all Google ISIS map of the world and see the plan. This is not just a Nigeria thing.
All right, Starman.
Can we chip in? Can we chip in, sir?
Yes,
if you must
can we
go
chip
on,
in, yeah?
Dr.
Yes.
Chido. Dr. Chido, go ahead, please.
Yeah.
I do hope
so
we can round up.
This, you know, we deviated a bit. We are talking about the Kanu. I said we deviated because we are talking about Nnamdi, but it seems that the discussion has been taken to a different level. But that's fine. I appreciate what he's saying. My prayers for Nnamdi that he goes through this journey and survives it, because I want him to survive it, and I want when he comes back, he's going to become a renewed person, and he will begin to listen to people, probably employ people who can recreate his image. There's need for his image to appeal to global body. He shouldn't be seen as terrorist or as a violent guy. He shouldn't make utterances, because this really matters. Okay, people will say, oh no, I understand why he talks the way he talks. That's understandable in Nigeria. I want to conform to the way Nigerians do things, because Nigeria is a failure and the people in Nigeria are also failure. If you understand what I'm trying to say. So I'm not always going to look at the way we do things. I want us to copy modules from Rwanda, even England here, and other countries. But just to support what you were saying, sir, as Starman, Black people are categorized as commodity. If we know that, if we go back to history, we've always been categorized as commodity. Even as at early 19th century, American Constitution still refer Black man as a subhuman. So we've never been humans. We've never been categorized as human. That's why we were traded during slavery. That was why during slavery we were, slavery was on top of stock exchange for 250 years. Nothing can rival slavery, not even arms, not even diamond or whatever. So we are still slaves. We don't count. Black people's life don't count. And that was the reason why 2017, when they were killing Igbo people in Igbo land, there was this paper that was circulating. They had phone numbers of global bodies. They were asking us to call them and tell them there's genocide. And actually, there were genocide. I made this calls. I called these people. I called Brussels. I called Brussels. I called UN. Each time I call them, someone comes on the phone. Secretary, hello. Do you guys understand that our people are being killed in Nigeria? The Igbo people. Oh, what about who? Nnamdi Kanu, is he still out in the prison, or is he still in the prison? So they don't even know what is happening, because we are not strategic as people. Look at where we are geographically. We're so far away from America, so we are not a threat to them. And there is no countries bothering us. There's no country that America has interest in, or England has interest in bothering us. So if we want, we can kill ourselves there. They don't care. They don't even care for us who live here in their country, and you think they're going to care. So I think we have so much expectations from Europeans, because actually they thrive when we have problems, and they don't really care. So we have to solve our problems ourselves. We have to understand, like you said.
I agree. We have to solve our problems ourselves. I totally agree. Guys, should we round up for today? Because we can go on forever. Sadly, the question that I asked to round up today's broadcast is, what do you think will happen with the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu? What might be the outcome or the consequences? And no one has really been able to say, this is where I think it's going. Can anyone take the bull by the horn and just tell me or tell us, this is where we think, this is what we think? I know Chidi attempted in trying to say that the Nigerian government they are the ones playing in charge of the music, and however they play the music, we're going to dance according to
let
him.
Let me why I kept it the way I kept it. You must understand that we can not waste our time, but we can spend our time here in analysis and all of that, but there's so much you can analyze. Just like when I told you that by the time Kanu's lawyer meets Kanu, we will know where Kanu was arrested. So that's the way I think. So I don't begin to enter into all those speculations. Now, with Buhari's government, they're already trying to prosecute Kanu. Now they have Kanu in detention. They are watching. They know that there could be protests. If protests break out, depending on intensity of the protest, they will react again to those protests. Now, people want to protest, but they are holding back a little bit because they want to hear from Nnamdi Kanu. So there are so many unknowns. And because there are so many unknowns, that is what will guide what will happen in the days to come. Now, immediately you hear from Nnamdi Kanu. If we now hear that, what if Nnamdi Kanu tells you that, oh, I was in Kenya at the invitation of the Kenyan president? You just hear poof, and then it was Kenyans that arrested me and did this. That will inform the things that would happen. One thing that this government has done always, unfortunately, Susan, is that they know how to boggle situations. They always shoot themselves in the foot. They will not follow the rule of law because they have not been known to follow that. They will flout they have already started. People say that by the way you throw your first foot in the dance, we will know whether you dance well or not. So the first foot that they threw out there by lying about his abduction and circumstances, we already don't trust them. So I can assure you that they will continue in that light. And as they continue in that light, more things will happen. The more they try to, you see this move of trying to go and arrest Igboho, you see them. So what? They're in a hurry. They're in a hurry to do something before Nnamdi Kanu talks. So now that they caught him, they quickly want to arrest Igboho. They might even make a move to arrest Omoyele Sowore and keep all of them together. Then they quickly, the police chief came and said, in Lagos, if you come and protest, we will stop all of you. They are doing all of these things, and these are those things they will do that will shoot them in the foot, and the whole thing will continue to be messed up more and more. That's what I think will happen.
Right. I don't know. Can I just say a big thank you to all of you guys? I really enjoyed the conversation today. And every one of you.
Can I say what I think will happen just in 2 minutes?
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I have to look at what happened to Kudirat Abiola, what happened to MKO Abiola, what happened to Abacha, what happened to all these people. So we have elements of mafias in Nigeria, the people you call the unknown whatever, according to doctor. So the thing is this, we're not expecting a fair treatment. What Nigerian government are going to be doing is this. They're going to be thinking, this guy escaped the first time. Let's be realistic. I'm an Igbo man. We have to follow patterns. They're going to be thinking, he escaped the first time, and now he's not going to escape again. Okay, Nigerian government don't have conscience to start with. The judicial system in Nigeria don't work. So, and he's labeled Nigeria a zoo. Like I said again, he knows nothing functions in Nigeria. So as we speak now, is the amount of pressure that we people that are going to be mounting on the Nigerian government that will determine how they will treat him. So if Igbo people don't give up and we continue to visit him every time there is a court case and there's all that, they will know that yes, the world or the Igbo people are behind him. But my prediction is that they will be looking at how to completely get rid of him. Yeah, that is my prediction. And hopefully, our ancestors will come and help the situation. I'm not expecting Jesus to do that. I'm not expecting Muhammad to do that.
Yes, Starman.
Can I say something quick?
Yes, please, quickly.
Okay. Me personally, I think in my life, I actually saw a man transcend into legend. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has transcended into legend. He's gone beyond him now. Whatever happens to him. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has woken a critical mass that into a new paradigm and this critical mass can never reconcile with Nigeria again. So if something bad happens to Nnamdi Kanu, the situation will just get worse. But as the situation is now, my eye is on Britain. I mean, I grew up respecting Britain. I mean, I'm even a British citizen. I have a British passport. I thought they were the best, most civilized people on the planet. But as I dug into history, I realized that what they call civilization in their history books is actually savagery. And they are the ones I'm watching now as to what they'll do. I mean, it's still open as to who provided the secret intelligence that let them even know where he was.
Yes.
Because bear in mind that it's in Britain. If Nnamdi Kanu could just disappear and Biafra end, Britain would love it. So who provided the secret intelligence that let them know where he was? That's one. And then two, you all heard the BBC Pidgin interview where they were asking one of the consulary workers, and he was like, well, his son is kidnapped. They have to contact the consulate and ask for assistance. Hold on. So you're in a kidnapper's den and you ask them, please give me phone, let me call British High Command. Really? So you can already hear their tone. Okay, so Nnamdi Kanu has a British passport. Now let's see how Britain will protect one of their citizens. You know, and
Right.
ultimately, I believe this will now draw Britain into the matter. I always said it that should there brew a second Biafra-Nigeria war, Britain will not and must not be allowed to stand on the side and watch another war. They must be dragged in. And this matter will drag them in now. There's a lot of explaining from every Kenya, zoo government, Nnamdi Kanu, Britain. There's a lot of explaining for everybody to do now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, gentlemen. I know we've gone almost 2 hours. Didn't intend to, but I don't mind going on for longer. But let's just call it a day. And I definitely want to keep having this conversation as far as this matter is open in Nigeria, as long as Nnamdi Kanu is still held under, he's still held by the Nigerian government. We're going to keep coming back here. We're going to keep having these conversations. Let's see where it goes. Let's see. Let's continue to rub minds and open our eyes even more. Thank you so very much, everyone. Thank you, Starman, for turning up at the very last minute.
Thank you, guys.
Dr. Chidi of WMtv, thank you. And Dr. Chido of Hungry and Angry. God bless you all. I'm going to take quick reads and then we will call it a day. WSR1 says, have you looked at the national appointment scales, Dr. Chido? Well, Dr. Chido, you don't have to respond to this. I'm just reading it. You can walk around with cutlass even for your farm, but steadily, surrounded by headsmen with AK-47 weapons. I think is that the time we were talking about, Dr. Chido was referencing how more Igbo people have killed Igbo people. Dr. Chido, a northerner is seriously claiming that oil in Bayelsa State belongs to the northerners, and how possible it is, I don't know. Sinovia Ridley says, okay. Well, Otumba Benga Daniel, thank you so very much. And Adalinda Okafor, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. We will be broadcasting again tomorrow at 6 p.m. and on Sunday at 6 p.m. We'll continue broadcasting as much as we can. So thank you, guys. God bless you. I will see you tomorrow at 6 p.m.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
I heal.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us on today's broadcast. It's such a long broadcast, but I can see people were thoroughly enjoying the broadcast because they stayed up throughout. And of course, sending in comments and questions, contributions generally. So please, if you haven't liked, followed, or subscribed to our channels, please do so. It is Africa Rise TV on YouTube, Africa Rise TV on Facebook, Africa_Rise.tv on Instagram. Tomorrow we will be broadcasting, and on Sunday we will be broadcasting. And I will keep you posted. If you're interested in joining us, please do let me know. Inbox me. Anyone can come on to our broadcasts nowadays. If you have something to say and you're bold enough to stand in front of your camera to say, we welcome you. All right. I will see you tomorrow, God willing. Goodbye and God bless you.